Welcome to Shiny New Clients, the marketing podcast that helps you attract shiny new clients to your business. We'll talk about social media, what makes people buy, how to go viral, and marketing psychology, all in 20 minutes or less. Whether you're a coach, a stylist, or a wedding planner, if you've got a service-based business to sell, this is the show you need to fill your calendar. I'm Jenna Warriner, your new marketing coach, and this is Shiny New Clients. You have the power to go completely freaking viral with your content. Let's talk about how to do it. When a lot of us think about advertising, our brains go to commercials, especially if you're maybe a millennial like me and you grew up before the craze of social media. When we think about advertising, we equate it to commercials. When I start working with a small business owner, it is super common for them to start dreaming up content ideas that are like elaborate commercials and sketches and really creative, cool stuff. And then, oh wait, how the heck am I going to make that happen? Where am I going to get the budget for that? And then the idea falls flat and we get defeated and we get deflated and then we don't post on social media. But I really want to talk about 3 brands that have gone completely freaking viral on social media because when we break down what they're doing, it is so cheap. It doesn't take crazy planning. It doesn't take crazy money. It doesn't take crazy production. These brands have hit it huge just by using a cell phone. So we're going to talk about 3, one from Instagram, one from Twitter, and one from TikTok. Let's start with Twitter. Let's go way back to this company that started blowing up on Twitter by doing something that not a lot of other people were doing years ago. Wendy's, the iconic fast food chain, started behaving on Twitter unlike any other big chain brand had. They started being super sassy. They started roasting people. They started responding with wit and charm. This is something that a lot of companies think they could never, ever in a million years get away with doing. And I think Wendy's proves, yes, you can. You can get away with it. And you might face a little bit of backlash for all of this sass you're throwing at the internet. But that backlash was well made up for in the massive increase in profits that Wendy's experienced after going so viral on Twitter. Lots of folks say that Wendy's revolutionized marketing with these tactics. I'll give you an example. This is one of their really funny roasts. McDonald's posted on Twitter, "We've announced that by mid-2018, all quarter pounder burgers at the majority of our restaurants will be cooked with fresh beef." And Wendy's responded to that tweet publicly with, "So you'll still use frozen beef in most of your burgers in all of your restaurants?" Asking for a friend. So stuff like this, even their fans, if they said stuff to them, they would respond sharply and roast people and not be corporate speaking at all. And this stuff really started to pick up. So what can we learn from that? There's a few lessons. 1, what everyone else is doing is not what you need to do. I repeat, what everyone else is doing is not what you need to do. I bet when Wendy started this, there were people sitting around a board table at a McDonald's marketing meeting going, "Whoa, they're digging their own grave over there, huh, buds?" Apparently, they're all from Northern Canada. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of people thought what they were doing was crazy, but they were revolutionizing marketing. They were doing something completely different. And most importantly, they were making content people actually wanted to look at. Your social media presence isn't a billboard. It isn't commercials. It isn't a whole bunch of flyers for your products. It's what we call content marketing. You're making content. You're a content creator. You're making stuff people actually want to read and look at and enjoy and watch and be entertained by. And that entertainment is inadvertently getting eyeballs on you and selling what you sell. That was the beginning of people starting to understand the shift in what social media could do and what it meant to be a business that created content as marketing. And so there are a ton that do it this way now. One of my favorites on Instagram is National Parks Service. Okay, if you don't know me, I'm a tree-hugging son of a bitch. So I follow a lot of accounts that are about like the wilderness and outdoors and Discover Yukon and stuff like that. So National Park Services is so funny. They don't exclusively share funny or like witty content, but every now and then they make posts that are so funny and so relatable. And often they teach you something that has to do with their topic, which is representing national parks in America. But they're also really funny. So I'll give you an example. This post on Instagram said, "Remember that wildlife in parks are wild and, like your ex, can be unpredictable when they're disturbed or surprised." So it's just funny. It's teaching you something, but it's saying it in a way that's super relatable and gets you a laugh, which means people are going to share it, which means you get way more eyes on your content. So right now, as of recording, that account has 5.1 million followers. What's my key takeaway from this account and how can I steal their strategies? I'm a person who uses a lot of metaphor and a lot of analogy in the way that I learn information and the way I teach it. So this example, wild animals are like your ex, I mean, that is a very relatable comparison. If comparatively you had a post that said, "Remember, stay away from wild animals if you encounter one on a hike," and that's less shareable. It's way less fun. It's not going to stick with me in my brain nearly as much as wild animals are like your ex. The next account is possibly the most viral account on all of social media forever and ever. Amen. Like, I don't know if any business account has ever been as viral as this one is Duolingo, and how viral they have gone and maintained on TikTok. Duolingo is a language learning app, and they went on to TikTok, and I'm going to start with the takeaway for this one. The takeaway is know the platform you're on and know what the culture is like on that platform, and try not to shove a round peg into a star-shaped hole. So a lot of brands, when TikTok started coming up and brands got onto TikTok, they were kind of creating ads. Again, this instinct to create ads and creating sort of commercials and using content that they already had left over from other initiatives. And they were trying to shove it into TikTok and trying to make it work on TikTok. But one of the things about TikTok is it is a weird platform, and trends start picking up on TikTok and then they just get completely out of control. And they become these very weird, hard to understand things. You know, the best way to explain it is, have you ever been like at a sleepover and early in the night with your friends, there's like a joke and it is like an inside joke. And throughout the night, as you get like more and more giddy and tired, this inside joke starts to morph into something that is unrecognizable and so silly. And then anytime anyone alludes to it, you're just laughing and it makes no sense. And if someone came in at 3:00 in the morning, this joke has gone so far and it has morphed so much that if you tried to explain it to someone, they would just stare at you and you'd end up saying, "I guess you had to be there." Okay, that is how trends work on TikTok. And Duolingo got that. They jumped into TikTok feet first and existed the way all the other users were existing on that platform. They didn't act like some big brand who was coming in and just trying to sell. They just dove straight in and they became super self-referential. So I just looked them up to see something that they posted recently. And one of their recent posts is their mascot, like somebody in one of their mascots' costume, jumping around, really doing nothing, like just in an office kind of jumping around. And the text on the screen says, it's so self-referential, it's so meta. It says, "Doing my stupid job to carry this stupid app with stupid content that doesn't even make sense." And it's just this mascot bopping around. And that post has 3 million likes. You know how like million is a really big number? And sometimes we can get desensitized to how big a number that really is. Well, you know what we really get desensitized to? How big a billion is. Because the Duolingo hashtag has been used 3 billion times. And I think this is a good time to remember that a billion is 1,000 millions. That's how insanely viral these people got by throwing caution to the wind, being goofy, being silly, understanding how a platform works, having low stakes, being low budget. Like these are cell phone videos. Everything I've described is like either tweets that you literally just type, graphics that you make in Canva for free, or cell phone videos with honestly natural or fluorescent lighting, like just like a video that somebody shot on their iPhone. One of my biggest takeaways from the insane impact and pop culture moment and marketing moment that Duolingo has created is to jump on a platform and consume content before and during as you're like creating content. I'm not saying rip off what other people are doing. I'm not saying copy what other people are doing, what other businesses are doing. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. But understand the community that you're joining and understand the culture of the party that you're joining. And if you're trying to decide which social media platform is best for you and your business, go to one firstly that you like being on. Because if you hate Twitter, don't go on Twitter. I'm probably going to have another whole episode about how to choose what the best platform for you is. But at the end of the day, they all have millions of people on them. Some have billions of people on them. So chances are you're going to be able to find your target audience no matter what platform you're on. And if you're going to be spending time there, you should like it, right? So interact with these platforms, go, figure it out, press buttons, like videos, see where it takes you. And understand the room you're walking into before you walk into it so that you can wear the right outfit. See what I said about metaphors? If you choose Instagram as that platform that you want to walk into in your banging outfit, there is a free training in the show notes called How to Get Clients from Instagram Without Wasting Hours Glued to Your Phone. So you can go ahead and watch that. I will also link to all of these accounts that I mentioned in the show notes in case you want to go check them out. And that's all for today's episode. I will see you in the next one.